Right. Mr. Jitendra Singh, Minister of State in the Ministry of Personal Public Grievances and Space, is joining us on the broadcast. Sir, a very good afternoon to you. I hope you can hear me. This is Vineet.
Yes, I can hear you, Vineet. I can.
So, first of all, congratulations. This is one less headache for the ISRO. And of course, like Neil Armstrong said, another giant leap for our space program.
Absolutely. Rather, to add to what you are saying, even though Neil Armstrong made that famous statement, one small step for man and a giant step for mankind, but I think this step, what has been taken by Chandrayaan, is much more bigger giant than what Neil Armstrong would have envisaged, for the simple reason that Neil Armstrong landed, had a stroll around, which was picturized, but he could not see the presence of water on the surface of the moon. It was this Chandrayaan series from India, which went there, picked up the pictures of the presence of water on the surface of the moon, and to the rest of the world, including NASA, the most premier space agency of America. And that, for the first time, was an eye-opener, awakened the world to the possibility of direct or indirect possibility of the human habitat being possible on the surface of moon. So I think this was a breakthrough which even Armstrong could not visualize with his naked eye, but our Chandrayaan has. And this is an extension of that. The last crucial, I think the stage is now over, and now is the final destination.
So there's a very famous muhavra, kahavat in Hindi, that hathi nikal gaya or poonch reh gayi. What would you categorize this as? Do you think that the tail has gone through and the hathi is still to go?
No. I think it's the most critical part is over, because personally, as far as I am concerned, when I've been watching it from minute to minute, I was a little apprehensive only when the Chandrayaan had to move out of the Earth's orbit and then find its entry to the Moon's orbit, because that's one of the crucial moments, because when it leaves one track and then heads for the other track without losing direction and being also to an extent guided by the gravity of the other destination. So now that over, this we were quite confident, and we are equally confident about the 23rd landing, because much has been done after the Chandrayaan 2 experience.
So
and I'm sure the inputs that we gather, because it's also excitement, added excitement on account of the fact that this is for the first time a space mission is going to land in that part of the moon. So this is an unexplored area of moon. It's like visiting, a destination which no one else in the world has so far visited. Most of the missions, even from America, Soviet Union, etc., have been around the equator or somewhere there. So never have they been to South Pole. It's something like you are always visiting North India, never visiting the Kanyakumari. So it's like going to South. It's the first time we are visiting there.
So in comparison to what we saw in Chandrayaan 2, which was also massively successful, how do you think the energy and the preparations have been different from all the learnings that we have assimilated from the earlier two missions?
Yeah, you see, since we have been sensitive about the Chandrayaan mission, even Chandrayaan 2, but if you see professionally, I would not say that Chandrayaan 2 was that setback as sometimes it is made out to be, for the simple reason that even the American missions and the Soviet Union missions did not have a successful landing on the first attempt, in most of them. And America, I think, has the worst record, maybe more than 4 or 5 of landings not happening even for the first 2 attempts or so. So from that point of view, because the milieu is different, the experience is different, but now that we were equipped better than earlier experience, also because what was learned from the Chandrayaan 2 mission, and also because the structure of the Chandrayaan 3 was also planned in such a manner that it could have a very smooth entry into the closer atmosphere of moon, where exactly Chandrayaan 2 went some kind of a faltering in the last mission. So that way we are confident, also because the Vikram lander is already there, the rover, so much of it was also completed in the last mission. And third, that this is something which is now going to have a very closely camouflaged buffers around. So I think all kind of protective measures have also been assimilated into this.
So last question before we let you go. Sir, in your opinion, what does the successful landing of the Chandrayaan-3 mean for each and every Indian?
I think as far as the Indians are concerned, of course, it's a matter of great pride and esteem for us. But for otherwise, if you look at it generally, the entire the scientific fraternity across the world, particularly space scientists, are going to be benefited for it. And that's the reason why they are looking at it with a huge amount of enthusiasm, excitement and impatience. Because the inputs that are expected to be obtained from Chandrayaan-3 will be absolutely new, unique, exclusive, even for the premier American agencies like NASA. And they are going to benefit them in their future plans of space missions, also in planning about the space economy prospects in future, possibility, if at all, to what extent of the human habitat on the surface of moon. So all these things are going to be very exciting inputs and influences for the entire world community society.
One
India,
question one question I must ask you, that ISRO as well as the private sector has been extremely excited about the way the government has supported our space program and has always been a mentor and a shoulder to in fact cry on when things have not gone their way. Do you think that this has been the reason for the success that we have seen in our space industry?
No, absolutely, but I have no hesitation to say that this would not have been possible if Prime Minister Modi had not taken that courageous decision, full of courage, of conviction, to unlock the space sector, which was done about 3-4 years back. Till then, the gates of Sriharikota were locked. Even the media was not allowed to peep it. And last time when this launching happened, we had as many as about 1,000 media persons inside the premises of Sriharikota. So Prime Minister Modi allowed us to open up and to give full vent to our potentials. The potentials never lacked. The capabilities and capacities were equal. That is why we were dreaming of moon even when others were landing on moon. And when Sarabhai started his journey with carrying a launcher on the carrier of a bicycle, we had such primitive resources. So Prime Minister Modi has done us a great, huge benefit in the form of providing us with an enabling milieu so that we could give vent to our full potential. So I think it's been possible absolutely because of the government patronage headed by Prime Minister Modi. The kind of private-public participation which is now happening is not only exciting, it's amazing. It's just we have for the private of them first of its kind. And not only that, now they are moving over to the next level of translational technologies. They are also, many of them,